Tired of counting calories with nothing to show? Does this sound familiar? You meticulously log every calorie, avoid your favorite foods, and push through tough workouts, yet the scale barely budges. You feel burned out, plagued by cravings, and wonder why you're putting yourself through this. If you're frustrated with endless calorie counting and quick fix diets that leave you exhausted and hungry, you're not alone. For many women, especially over 30, this cycle of strict dieting and disappointment is all too common. The truth is, the problem isn't you, it's the approach. Today, we're going to explore a different path to sustainable wellness that doesn't require obsessing over every bite. Imagine losing weight and feeling great without living in a constant math equation. That's exactly what we'll cover in this video. Hello, I'm a nutrition coach and wellness advocate who, not long ago, was in your shoes. A few years back, I was a busy professional in my late 30s, stuck in the diet loop. I tried everything, cutting carbs, counting points, intense boot camp classes, and still felt tired, stressed, and stuck. I'd start each new plan with hope, only to burn out within weeks. It was demoralizing. I thought maybe I just lack willpower. But then I learned a liberating truth. It wasn't my willpower that was the issue. It was the diet methods. Many popular programs were too time-consuming or simply didn't address what women like me really needed. Through years of research and personal trial and error, I discovered a better way, one that finally worked for my body and lifestyle. I realized women over 30 face unique challenges, hormonal changes, busy schedules, mounting stress, that one-size-fits-all diets just ignore. That realization sparked the creation of Health360, a 360-degree wellness approach. My goal shifted from lose weight at any cost to feel healthy and confident in a sustainable way. The Health360 method provides a tailored, structured plan that leads to real, lasting transformation, not just a quick fix, and it does so without extreme diets or punishing routines. In this video, I want to share exactly how Health360's approach works, so you can decide if it's the refreshing change you've been looking for. What is structured nutrition and why it works? At the heart of Health360 is something we call structured nutrition. So, what does that mean? In simple terms, it's an approach that emphasizes what and when you eat, rather than obsessing over how many calories you consume. Instead of asking you to stick to a random calorie quota or cut out entire food groups, structured nutrition focuses on balanced, intentional eating habits. The idea is to give your body exactly what it needs: enough protein, fiber, healthy fats, and smart carbs at the right times, so you stay satisfied and energized without having to micromanage every bite. For example, one of our core guidelines is the 1-1-4 rule. Aim for 1 portion of protein plus 1 portion of fiber at each meal, and add 4 daily balance boosters. Drink plenty of water, get your steps in, do a quick breathing exercise, and have an early dinner. Following this simple formula helps keep your hormones calm and cravings low. No complicated calorie math required. This structured approach means you're nourishing your body with a steady rhythm and mix of nutrients, which naturally controls hunger and prevents the blood sugar spikes that lead to crashes. Crucially, structured nutrition is not a fad diet. We don't believe in banning bread one week, then fats the next. Unlike, say, the keto diet that completely eliminates carbs, Health360 encourages you to enjoy a variety of whole foods. You can still eat fruits, whole grains, or the occasional treat. The key is balance over restriction. We pair carbs with protein or fiber so they digest steadily, no crazy sugar rush, and we moderate portions instead of cutting things out cold turkey. No more forbidden foods, nothing is off limits if you combine it right. The result is a plan that feels less like a diet and more like a sensible routine you can live with for life. Finally, structured nutrition is part of a bigger picture. It's one pillar of the Health360 philosophy, which also looks at exercise, stress management, and even lifestyle habits to support your well-being. By taking this 360 degrees view, we make sure that your nutrition plan isn't happening in isolation. It fits into your real life. The meals are designed to be time efficient and realistic for busy schedules, and the whole approach is about sustainability. In short, structured nutrition means eating in a way that supports your body's needs, fits your lifestyle, and delivers steady results. No more extreme highs and lows, just a consistent, nourishing pattern. Let's break down the core principles behind Health360's structured nutrition. These are the guiding ideas that make this method effective and different from what you may have tried before. No more strict calorie counting. We do not ask you to obsess over numbers. Instead of tallying every calorie, you'll focus on quality and balance. By eating nourishing, whole foods in the right combinations, you naturally end up consuming a healthy amount. This means you can stop fixating on hitting 1,200 kilocalories and feeling guilty if you don't, and start tuning into your body. Many women find this approach actually retrains their appetite. When you eat better, you feel satisfied on fewer calories without even trying. And don't worry, there's no depriving yourself on rabbit food here. You'll enjoy hearty, flavorful meals, and yes, even desserts in moderation. The goal is to enjoy healthy meals without feeling deprived. When you're not constantly hungry or battling willpower, you can stick with it for the long haul. Balance your plate, protein plus fiber at every meal. Every main meal you eat should have a source of protein and a source of fiber. This is a golden rule of structured nutrition. Why? Because this combo is a cravings killer and an energy booster. Protein, think lean meats, fish, eggs, yogurt, legumes, helps stabilize your blood sugar and keeps you full, while fiber, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, adds volume and slows digestion in a good way. Together, they prevent the rapid sugar spikes and crashes that leave you shaky and reaching for snacks. For instance, if you start your day with a couple of eggs and some veggies, instead of just toast or cereal, your blood sugar will stay steady and you'll likely sail through the morning without that 11 a.m. crash. And getting enough protein throughout the day also fends off late night sugar cravings. Those evening sweet urges often hit when your cortisol is high and your protein intake was low earlier. By balancing your plate, you keep your body and brain fueled and avoid the feast or famine roller coaster. Smart carbs, not no carbs. We embrace carbohydrates, but we're smart about them. Carbs are not the enemy. They're an important source of energy and joy, especially for active and busy women. The trick is to choose quality carbs and pair them properly. In Health360, you'll opt for complex carbs like sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, or fruits that come with fiber and nutrients, and you'll generally eat them alongside protein or healthy fats. This way, you avoid those crazy blood sugar spikes that you'd get from, say, a donut on an empty stomach. Also, we're mindful about food combinations. Mixing a lot of sugar plus unhealthy fat at once, picture a sugary pastry with cheese or dessert with alcohol, is a recipe for hormone chaos. It causes insulin surges and often leads to bloating or water retention. Instead, we teach you how to fix the combo. Love pasta? Have a portion of whole grain pasta, but add chicken and veggies to it and go light on the cream sauce. Craving something sweet? Enjoy a few dark chocolate almonds, but maybe have them after a protein-rich meal, not right after a sugary cocktail. These tweaks mean you can enjoy carbs in a balanced way. No extreme low-carb rules here, just smart, moderate carb intake that fuels you without derailing you. Meal timing and consistency. It's not just what you eat, but also when. Our bodies thrive on routine. Health360 encourages a sensible meal schedule, regular meals, and not too late at night. For example, we suggest trying to have dinner on the earlier side, e.g. 6 to 7 p.m. rather than 9 p.m. Eating a heavy meal right before bed can disrupt your sleep and digestion. By moving dinner a bit earlier, you give your body time to process food and enter relaxation mode by bedtime. This simple habit can lead to noticeable changes. Many people report waking up feeling less bloated and more refreshed. In fact, ensuring an early, light dinner is one of those for balance steps I mentioned because it helps keep your hormones, like insulin and cortisol, in a healthy rhythm. We also encourage you to eat mindfully and consistently. No skipping meals all day and then binging at night. Skipping meals tends to backfire by sending your hunger hormones into overdrive. Instead, with structured nutrition, you'll eat at regular intervals, which trains your metabolism to stay steady. The bottom line, by paying attention to timing and not just content, we reduce stress on your body and set you up for better energy and sleep. Holistic support beyond food on the plate. What truly sets Health360 apart is that we look beyond the plate. Diet alone isn't the whole story. How you live day to day affects your weight and wellness just as much. So our structured nutrition plan goes hand in hand with lifestyle habits that support your goals. Think of things like staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and even finding joy in movement. These aren't afterthoughts. They're built into the program. For example, if you're stressed out all day, that stress hormone, cortisol, will make it harder to lose weight and easier to give in to cravings. So we include quick, practical stress relief tactics, breathing exercises, short walks, etc., right alongside the eating plan. Even a 5-minute evening ritual, like dimming the lights, lighting a candle, and doing deep breathing, can significantly lower cortisol and help stop those "I'm not really hungry, but I need chocolate" moments at night. The same goes for hydration and gentle exercise. They are simple but powerful tools. In structured nutrition, you're not just following a diet, you're adopting a whole lifestyle shift that addresses the root causes of weight gain. This 360-degree method blends nutrition with stress management and even things like personal style confidence for a complete mind-body transformation. By caring for all these factors, you set yourself up for success beyond just the number on the scale. These principles work together to create a program that is comprehensive yet doable. You're giving your body structure and stability. No more guesswork about, can I eat this? Or should I skip dinner? The guidelines have you covered. And importantly, no more beating yourself up. This approach is about working with your body, not against it, so you can finally break free of that guilt and grind cycle of dieting. Let's make this really concrete. What does a typical day on Health360 structured nutrition look like? I'm going to walk you through a day from morning to night to show how these principles come to life with real food and real life. You'll see that it's practical and enjoyable, not a day of diet food misery. Morning, start strong. Imagine it's breakfast time. Instead of grabbing a sugary cereal or just coffee and setting yourself up for a mid-morning crash, you take 10 minutes to make a balanced breakfast. For example, you might scramble a couple of eggs and serve them with a side of cucumber slices or avocado, plus a glass of lemon water. This simple meal gives you protein, eggs, and fiber-rich plants, cucumber/avocado, right at the start of your day. The protein helps stabilize your blood sugar and keeps you satisfied, while the cucumber and lemon water hydrate you and provide important micronutrients. It's a refreshing anti-bloat breakfast. You're nourishing your body after the overnight fast, not flooding it with sugar. Many Health360 users love this morning depuff trick of protein plus produce plus lemon water, because you can literally feel the difference. No more waking up puffy and groggy. By the time you're at work, you have steady energy and no distracting hunger pangs. Midday, fuel up, not crush. Lunch is all about refueling to keep your day going. The structured nutrition approach for lunch is to combine lean protein, plenty of veggies, and some healthy carbs so that you get a mix of nutrients and stay full through the afternoon. For instance, you might have a big green salad or a grain bowl. Picture this, a bowl with quinoa as the base for complex carbs and fiber, topped with grilled chicken or marinated tofu, protein, a variety of veggies like cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and spinach, plus a sprinkle of seeds or a few slices of avocado. Healthy fats. Drizzle with olive oil and vinegar dressing. It's delicious and satisfying, but not heavy or greasy. After eating, you should feel energized, not ready for a nap. The fiber from the veggies and whole grains, along with the protein, will digest slowly, giving you steady energy for the next several hours. And because you didn't overload on simple carbs, you're far less likely to get that 3 p.m. slump where you're desperately seeking out coffee or candy. If you have a busy job, this kind of lunch is a game changer. It keeps your brain fueled and keeps crankiness at bay. As a bonus, meals like this are often easy to prep ahead or buy on the go with a few smart choices, so it fits into a hectic schedule. Afternoon, smart snacking. Let's say around 4 p.m. you feel a bit of an energy dip or a twinge of hunger. This is normal. Structured nutrition doesn't mean ignoring hunger. It means responding to it wisely. So rather than reaching for a vending machine snack or a so-called healthy granola bar, which might be packed with hidden sugars, you choose a smart snack that aligns with the principles. For example, you could have a small bowl of Greek yogurt with a handful of berries or a handful of raw almonds and an apple. These options combine protein/fat with fiber. The yogurt or nuts give you protein and healthy fat, and the fruit gives you fiber and natural sweetness. This combo will tide you over until dinner without spiking your blood sugar. Compare that to something like a date and nut bar. Yes, it sounds healthy, but those can still spike your insulin and actually leave you hungrier later. Dates and dried fruits are concentrated sugar. In fact, one of our mottos is don't be fooled by healthy sweets. Even things like dark chocolate-covered nuts or protein bars can trigger cravings if you have them in excess. So we stick to truly balanced snacks. Another tip, If you're feeling low energy, sometimes dehydration is the cause. We remind our clients to drink water throughout the day, maybe have a glass of water or herbal tea along with that snack. Little habits like this keep your energy stable and prevent overeating later. By late afternoon, you should feel stable, not starving, not wired on sugar or caffeine, just comfortably satiated and alert. Evening, light dinner and wind down. Dinner on Health360 is typically lighter than lunch and earlier in the evening. The idea is to give your body good nutrition without overloading it at the end of the day. You might prepare a piece of salmon or tofu rich in protein and healthy fats, alongside a generous portion of roasted or steamed vegetables, broccoli, zucchini, bell peppers, whatever you like, and perhaps a small serving of a wholesome carb like brown rice or lentils. The portion at dinner might be a bit smaller than what you'd have at lunch, because you simply don't need as much heavy fuel at day's end. By 7 p.m. or so, you've finished eating. This timing is important. When you finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed, your body has time to digest, which can massively improve your sleep quality and even your hormonal balance. If you're used to late dinners or midnight snacks, shifting to an earlier dinner can feel strange at first, but many women find that it's a game changer. You might notice you sleep more deeply and wake up without that bloated feeling in your stomach. To help with this, Health360 encourages creating a calming evening routine. After dinner, you might take a short walk or simply spend 5 minutes doing a relaxation ritual. For example, dim the lights, light a candle, and do some deep breathing or gentle stretching. It sounds so simple, but this kind of ritual can instantly lower stress and even reduce late-night cravings and puffiness in your body. By calming your system, you signal to your body that it's safe to unwind. Lower stress means lower cortisol, which means fewer "I need to eat something" signals when you're not truly hungry. So your night ends on a calm note. You're not going to bed hungry or overly full. You feel relaxed. This sets you up for a refreshing night's sleep, which in turn sets you up for a better tomorrow. Essentially, you've given your body what it needs for the day: plenty of nutrients, consistent energy, and time to recover. That's a snapshot of one day living the Health360 way. It's balanced, it's structured, but it's also flexible and enjoyable. You can swap in foods you love. This isn't a rigid meal plan that dictates every bite. You have lots of choices as long as they fit the principles. And you can adapt it to your culture, preferences, or schedule. The big takeaway is that each part of the day has a purpose. Fuel up when you're active, wind down when it's late, and keep everything balanced. You're never starving and never stuffing yourself. You're simply maintaining a comfortable, nourishing rhythm. After a short time on this routine, many women report that their energy soars and those crazy cravings fade. They're genuinely surprised how they don't miss the 3 p.m. candy bar or the late night ice cream, because their body isn't begging for it anymore. It's a totally different feeling from the deprivation diets they tried before. Now, let's address something important. All those unpleasant symptoms that brought you here in the first place: the constant fatigue, the sugar cravings, the sluggish mornings, maybe even the sleepless nights. If you've been dealing with these, you might be wondering, is something wrong with me? Here's the thing you need to know. It's not just about willpower, and it's certainly not that you're lazy or weak. Often, these issues are signals from your body that your current routine isn't meeting its needs. Let's decode a few of them. Persistent sugar cravings. Do you find yourself prowling the kitchen at 9 p.m. looking for a sweet treat, even if you plan to be good? This is incredibly common, and it usually has a biological cause. One big culprit is hormones, especially stress hormones. If you've had a hectic day, your cortisol might be high in the evening, and high cortisol can trick your body into thinking it needs quick energy, sugar. On top of that, if you didn't eat enough protein earlier, your blood sugar may be dipping, which signals your brain, get sugar now. The result, overpowering cravings for chocolate, ice cream, you name it. Here's the science. Night cravings are hormonal, not just emotional. High cortisol plus low protein intake equals your brain asks for sugar. Knowing this, doesn't it make sense why sheer willpower often fails at 9 p.m.? The Health360 approach tackles this from both ends. We make sure you're getting ample protein during the day, and we incorporate stress reduction, so by nighttime your body isn't desperately screaming for a sugar boost. The result, those intense evening cravings diminish or even disappear over time. It's not magic. It's metabolism. When my clients report that they suddenly realized I didn't even want dessert last night, they're thrilled because it feels effortless and new. It's a sign their hormones are balancing out. Energy crashes and fatigue. What about that constant tiredness, especially in the afternoons? Many women describe feeling tired all the time or needing multiple coffees to get through the day. That's not normal. It's a sign something's off in your nourishment or routine. A common reason is blood sugar instability. If your breakfast was a rush of carbs, say a muffin or flavored latte with minimal protein, your blood sugar likely spiked and then nosedived, leaving you drained by early afternoon. Or perhaps you're simply not eating enough overall, so your body is running on empty by 3 p.m. Structured nutrition prevents these issues by ensuring each meal has protein and fiber to give you lasting energy, and by encouraging meals at regular times. The difference is huge. Instead of dragging yourself through the day, you feel a steady energy flow. Another factor is micronutrients. When you eat more whole foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, etc., you're flooding your body with vitamins and minerals that processed diet foods often lack. That alone can improve how energetic you feel. One more thing to consider is hydration. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue and headaches. If you've been skimping on water, that's an easy fix we integrate into your day. The structured approach reminds you to keep drinking, for instance, having a glass of water before each meal or swapping one coffee for herbal tea. All these small tweaks add up. After a couple of weeks, you might realize, wow, I got through today without needing a nap or that second coffee. That's a sign your body's operating more efficiently. You're not forcing yourself to be energetic. You are more energetic because you're better fueled. In short, feeling tired and foggy is not a personal failing. It's often the result of an imbalanced diet/lifestyle, and it can be improved. Mood swings and motivation. Let's be real, when you're constantly hungry or exhausted, it takes a toll on your mood. Many women tell me they become irritable, hangry is real, or they feel depressed about their progress, which then triggers emotional eating, creating a vicious cycle. Structured nutrition helps break this cycle by keeping you nourished and by showing tangible progress that boosts your morale. Plus, by addressing lifestyle factors like sleep and stress, you naturally feel more emotionally balanced. It's hard to quantify, but perhaps one of the biggest wins of this approach is regaining a sense of control and optimism. Instead of feeling at war with your body, you start feeling like, hey, I can do this. My body is responding. That mindset shift from frustration to empowerment often happens once those physical symptoms, crazy cravings, constant tiredness, start to fade. And they will fade as you implement these changes. Your body wants to be in balance. We're just giving it the opportunity. Trouble sleeping. If poor sleep is part of your struggle, that's both a symptom and a cause of weight issues. Lack of sleep can make weight loss much harder. It messes with hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, increases late-night cravings, and leaves you too tired to exercise. Conversely, being overly restrictive with food or eating at odd hours can itself lead to bad sleep, hunger pangs at midnight, or indigestion keeping you up. Health360 addresses this in a gentle way. By nourishing yourself in the day and having that calming evening routine, you set the stage for better sleep. We've touched on the early dinner and the stress reduction. Those really help. Users often report they fall asleep faster and sleep deeper after adopting the structured plan. And as your sleep improves, it creates a positive feedback loop. Better sleep means more balanced hormones, which means fewer cravings and more energy the next day. If you've been wired and tired at night, give these habits a try. Even something as small as a 5-minute breathing exercise before bed can lower cortisol enough to make a difference. Remember, evening cravings, puffiness, and bad sleep are all connected signs that your hormones are stressed, but a calmer routine can reset them fast. The big takeaway here is validation. If you've been feeling defeated by your cravings, energy levels, or mood, know that you're not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. These are common issues for women balancing careers, families, and everything else, especially as we hit our 30s and 40s. The good news is that these issues can be solved by a more holistic approach. By eating in a structured way and taking care of those lifestyle factors, you're addressing the root causes. Instead of fighting your body, why am I so weak? You'll start working with it. And when that happens, you'll likely experience a sense of relief. The fatigue lifts, the cravings calm down, and you feel normal again, or better than normal. Many of our clients say they haven't felt this good since their 20s. Increased energy, stable moods, and fewer food obsessions free you up to focus on living your life. That's what I want for you, and it's absolutely achievable with the right approach.
Your well-being is more than what you eat.
Already,
it's in every sip of water, every restful night, every deep breath, and every nourishing bite. Hydration, sleep, stress,
Think of these as the supporting pillars that make your nutrition plan even more effective. You can eat all the kale in the world, but if you're chronically dehydrated and sleep deprived, you're still going to struggle. So we take a big picture view of wellness, making sure these key areas are in harmony. Hydration. Staying hydrated is one of the simplest and most overlooked parts of health. It has a direct impact on weight management and how you feel day to day. Mild dehydration can masquerade as hunger, leading you to snack when a glass of water was all you needed, and can cause fatigue and headaches. On the flip side, drinking enough water helps control cravings, supports digestion, and even reduces bloating. In Health360, we integrate hydration into your daily routine. For instance, having a full glass of water first thing in the morning and aiming for a certain number of glasses by midday. You've probably noticed we're fans of lemon water. Adding a squeeze of lemon can make water more palatable, provide a tiny boost of vitamin C, and act as a gentle diuretic to flush out excess water retention. Plus, it feels like a mini spa moment, which never hurts. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 8 cups, 2 liters of fluid a day, more if you exercise or have a larger body size. This includes water, herbal teas, and water-rich foods. Pro tip: if you often feel puffy or swollen, like rings fitting tighter or eyes puffy in the morning, check your hydration and salt intake. Often, the extra weight we feel is actually water retention from high salt, sugar, and not enough water. By balancing sodium, salt, and drinking plenty, you can dramatically reduce puffiness in just hours. For example, after a salty meal or a night out, have a large glass of water before bed and another in the morning with some cucumber or lemon. You'll see that swelling subside much faster. Hydration really is your friend for sustainable wellness. Sleep. We cannot overstate the importance of good sleep for weight loss and overall wellness. Quality sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's also when your hormones reset. If you're sleeping poorly, maybe due to stress, late night screen time, or eating too late, it can create a vicious cycle. You wake up tired, your body craves quick energy, sugar and carbs. You end up eating in a way that might not be optimal, and then you might gain weight or feel sluggish, which in turn can stress you out more. Health360's lifestyle guidance helps improve your sleep hygiene. By having an earlier, lighter dinner and a calming pre-bed routine, we set you up for better rest. And as mentioned, when you calm your hormones in the evening, your sleep improves and your body can truly recharge. We recommend simple changes. For example, try to power down electronics 30 minutes before bed. Make your bedroom cool and dark, and maybe do a brief meditation or journaling to clear your mind. These might seem unrelated to weight loss, but they're not. Good sleep means lower cortisol and a better balance of hunger hormones the next day. Ever noticed how after a poor night's sleep you're hungrier and craving comfort foods? That's ghrelin, the hunger hormone, ramping up, and leptin, the satiety hormone, dropping due to lack of sleep. So prioritizing sleep isn't lazy. It's a smart weight management strategy. Give yourself permission to rest. Your body will thank you by working more efficiently. Think of sleep as the period where all the good you did, eating well, exercising, actually locks in and translates to results. Stress management. Stress is a sneaky saboteur of health. You might be eating all the right things, but if you're chronically stressed, your body could be in fight or flight mode, pumping out cortisol. Cortisol not only increases cravings, especially for sugary, fatty foods, but also signals your body to store fat around the midsection. It's part of the reason some people find they can't lose belly fat until they address their stress. We know you can't eliminate all stress. Life is busy and often challenging, but you can change how you respond to it. Health360 includes small, doable practices to manage stress daily. Earlier, we talked about the 5-minute evening ritual. That's a favorite because it's quick and effective. Even one calming ritual a day can significantly reduce stress and emotional eating urges. Other tactics we love: taking short stretch or walk breaks during work, practicing breathing exercises, even just a minute of slow, deep breaths can lower your heart rate and cortisol, and setting aside a little me time, maybe reading, a hobby, or a warm bath, something that's just for you. These activities aren't selfish, they recharge you. By actively managing stress, you not only feel mentally better, but you also remove a huge physiological roadblock to weight loss. Your body transitions from a fat-storing state to a fat-burning state when it's not drowning in stress hormones. A client once told me, after learning to de-stress, it's like my body finally unlocked. The weight started coming off and I didn't feel so on edge. That's the power of stress reduction. And here's a tip: combine stress management with your other routines. For example, go for a walk outside. Light exercise plus nature plus break from work equals triple stress relief. Or do a relaxing stretch while listening to calming music before bed. These stack benefits and fit easily into your day. Digestion and gut health. Lastly, let's touch on digestion. You've heard the saying, "You're what you eat," but really, you're what you digest. If your digestive system is sluggish or upset, you won't absorb nutrients properly, and you might experience discomforts like bloating, constipation, or heartburn. These can make you feel heavy and unhappy regardless of what the scale says. Structured nutrition naturally supports better digestion in several ways. First, by focusing on whole foods and fiber, we give your gut the material it needs to keep things moving smoothly and to feed the healthy bacteria in your gut microbiome. Fiber is like fertilizer for good gut microbes. Second, by not overeating at night and by managing stress, we prevent a lot of digestive issues. High stress can literally alter your gut bacteria and slow digestion, and eating big meals late can cause indigestion or acid reflux that messes with your sleep. Instead, an earlier, balanced dinner and a calm evening leads to more comfortable digestion. We also encourage mindful eating. Slow down a bit during meals, chew thoroughly, and pay attention to your food. This helps your body actually register fullness and digest better. And remember hydration. Water and herbal tea support digestion too. For example, a cup of ginger or peppermint tea after a meal can soothe your stomach. If you implement these habits, you may find that nagging issues like bloating or irregularity improve significantly. Often what people think is stubborn fat around the belly is sometimes bloating or water retention from inflammation. Once you reduce those triggers, processed foods, too much salt/sugar, chaotic eating schedule, that bloating goes away and your belly visibly flattens, even before major fat loss happens. It's incredibly encouraging to see, and it further motivates you to keep going. Overall, taking care of your digestion is key to feeling good day to day, and it reinforces all the other work you're doing with nutrition. By paying attention to hydration, sleep, stress, and digestion, you're truly covering all angles, a 360-degree approach to wellness. This is what makes Health360 holistic. It's not just a diet, it's not just a workout plan. It's a coordinated effort to upgrade your whole lifestyle to a healthier pattern. And here's the beautiful thing. When these pieces fall into place, not only do you lose weight, but you also feel so much better. Your mood, your skin, your focus at work, your relationships, everything can improve when you're well-nourished, well-rested, and less stressed. Sustainable wellness is about synergy, the nutrition, the lifestyle, and the mindset all reinforcing each other in a positive cycle. That's what we aim for, and it's why we see clients achieve transformations that last. They're not just changing what's on their plate, they're changing their habits in a way that feels good and is therefore sustainable. We've covered a lot, so let's take a deep breath and recap the essentials. Health360 structured nutrition is all about a balanced, sustainable approach to wellness. It's a method that allows you to lose weight without the crazy ups and downs, without starving, without obsessing, and without quitting your social life. Instead of quick fixes, it offers a lifestyle shift grounded in science and empathy for what women 30 plus are actually going through. Consider what this means for you. No more daily calorie crises, no more guilt tripping yourself over a slice of bread, no more feeling defeated by 3 p.m. because your diet left you running on fumes. Instead, imagine waking up feeling refreshed, enjoying 3 satisfying meals and a snack when you need it, having energy to do the things you love, and watching the weight come off naturally as a byproduct of taking care of yourself. That's the vision of Health360, wellness that fits into your life and nourishes you, body and soul. For those of you who have tried every fad diet out there, from keto to juice cleanses, and are asking, is there a better way? I hope this video has given you an answer. Yes, there is a better way. You don't have to swing between extreme diets and feeling out of control. There's a middle path where you can eat real food, feel full and happy, and still lose weight and get healthy. Structured nutrition, combined with a holistic lifestyle focus, is that path. It's not as sexy as a lose 10 pounds in a week gimmick, but it's effective and kind to your body. And the results aren't just a smaller number on the scale. They're more confidence, better health, and a sense of empowerment that you've got this handled. I want to emphasize that sustainable wellness is a journey, not a race. The Health360 method is designed to guide you step by step on that journey. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. Your retraining years may be decades of habits. But with each balanced meal, each positive choice, you're building a foundation for long-term health. And you're not alone. There's a whole community of educated, strong women 30 and beyond who are embracing this approach, supporting each other, and proving that you don't have to punish yourself to get results. You can be gentle and still be successful. As we wrap up, think about your own life. What would it feel like to break free from the calorie counting trap and still achieve the results you want? To wake up with energy, go through your day without constant hunger or guilt, and go to bed feeling proud of how you treated your body? That's all within reach. Whether you choose to use the Health360 app or simply apply these principles on your own, the power to change is in your hands. Remember, your body is not your enemy, it's your partner. When you fuel it and treat it well, it will respond in amazing ways. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into Health360's structured nutrition and holistic wellness approach. I hope you found this information helpful and enlightening. If you've been wondering, how can I lose weight without counting every calorie? Or is there an alternative to restrictive diets like keto? I trust you now have some answers and a spark of hope. The takeaway is clear. Lasting weight loss and wellness come from nourishing and balancing your body, not punishing it. Here's to a healthier, happier you. One balanced meal, one good night's sleep, and one day at a time. You've got this. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. Stay consistent, be kind to yourself, and embrace the journey.